The soul is sacred for people, the body is filthy. How is it possible? Yes? That's what we've been doing, isn't it so? Saying God is sacred, creation is filthy. How is it possible? The very thought of God occurred to you only because you saw creation, isn't it? When you were born and you opened your eyes, you looked around, so much creation. Before you came here, so much has happened. Obviously, you did not create it. So you thought, there must be a creator. This is how you come to the creator, isn't it? The moment you thought there must be a creator, because you're in a human form, you thought it must be a big man. A small man like me cannot do all this. It must be a big man. Just 2 hands, how can it do so much creation? Must be 8 hands. Isn't it? Isn't it so? If you were a buffalo, you would be really thinking, God is a huge buffalo. Isn't it so? Yes or no? You go and ask a buffalo and see. A buffalo will insist, God is a huge buffalo, maybe 4 horns. You know Idi Amin? You heard of Idi Amin? The Uganda man? Idi Amin declared, God is black. I agree with him. If a white man can have a white God, why can't a black man have a black God? But both those people are confused. We know God is brown. Because he visited us, you know. Some time ago, I was talking to a group of people in Nashville in Tennessee, and I was telling them a joke. In the joke, I just referred to God as Him. Immediately a few ladies stood up. Do you believe God is a man? I knew where it's going. I said, See, I'm only telling you a joke. It doesn't matter. You said Him. Do you believe God is a man? They take the jokes very seriously. Now women are arguing, God could be a woman. Such problems exist only in those cultures. In India, we have man God, we have woman God, we have cow God, we have monkey God, we have everything. Every kind, crawling one, creeping one, flying one. Because we foresaw all the problems of the future. See, when man was the most powerful force on the planet, man was naturally God. Now women are also gaining in their power, so women are questioning, why can't it be a woman? So tomorrow suppose dogs gain lot of power which they're gaining, so dogs will ask, why not a dog god? Actually the spelling also is close, you know. You seem to be closer than you, isn't it? So your idea of God is just an exaggerated version of yourself, isn't it? Your idea of God is just an exaggerated version of yourself. See, you're still not able to define yourself, isn't it? Whatever definition you put on yourself is not correct. Any kind of definition you put on you, it is not enough to describe this one. When this small piece of creation is like this, the source of creation, how are you going to put a definition on it? You cannot define it, you cannot understand it, you can only dissolve into it. You can experience it, you can never know it, you can't make knowledge out of it. Whatever knowledge you have about God is just pure nonsense, cultural nonsense. Depending upon which kind of culture you are in, that kind of God you have, isn't it? It can only be experienced. Experience does not mean you can eat it or you can grasp it. No, you can experience only by dissolving in it. There is no other way. So, we are just looking for methods of dissolution so that we can experience something far bigger than ourselves.
The whole universe is all form of energy. Somewhere it is manifest as light, somewhere it is manifest as nothing. You have heard about black matter and black energy? In ancient times they said, world is surrounded by black matter and black energy. There is a sukta called Nasadiya Sukta, and that said, what the scientists talking about it today, about the black matter and black energy, black holes, this description out there. So it is just energy. You are nothing but energy. And intensified energy is what God is. Like air is present everywhere. Like God is, what is that? What do you call God? Omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent. They don't know where to place the Satan. If Saturn is somewhere, then God is not there, right? Then how can God be omnipresent? If God is omnipresent, Satan cannot be there. Can he be there? Simple logic. Unfortunately, nobody even asked this question. If God is all-powerful, then Satan, 1 minute he can just... Why did he allow Satan to be there? He could have done away with him. If God has allowed Satan to be there, that means either he is not all-powerful or it is with his will Satan exists. They don't see beyond the duality there is something. The first point in Art of Living, the opposite values or complement. God is a non-dual existence, like the space. There can be nothing outside space. Can anything be outside space? If you see that angle, then you don't get into this conflicts of duality. But duality will continue to exist. You know, in the Puranas, in the stories, Ramayana, Mahabharata, it said, the demons are killed, and then what happened? The demon merges into the divine. Rama killed Ravana, but Ravana merged into Rama's energy, Rama's light. That's what you hear, right? That's a very deep philosophy, and moving from the duality to the non-dual oneness of existence. Air is everywhere, but you can't feel it. But near the fan, if you sit, you do feel the air. All these practices, satsangs, make you feel the ever-present, omnipresent, omnipotent energy. There is a word used in Sanskrit called chidghana, concentrated consciousness. Consciousness is everywhere, but I said Shiva is what? Chidghana. Is an intensified consciousness. Energy around you. Like you feel the blow of the wind on you. And when does it happen? When you sing your heart with all your heart. When you meditate. What do you experience? The Chidghanaya Maheshaya. Chidghana, the thick energy of consciousness around. See, when you jump into water, you feel the water. When we are engaged in different activity, our mind does not comprehend the magnanimous, the magnificent consciousness that envelops her. But when we go subtle and subtle and subtle in meditation, you experience, wow. You thought God is sitting somewhere in the heaven trying to give you one finger. That's only in the Michelangelo painting. And you try to catch him, he runs away. That's not what it is. You can never be away from God. He's here and now. And the way to open to Him is the trust that He's there and He's taking care. And just, I belong. Yeah. Why love is so close to spirituality or divinity? You know why love? In love, your mind becomes very supple, light. In anger, your mind becomes like a rock. In hatred, your consciousness becomes so thick like a rock. Your mind becomes like a rock. Right? What is the feeling you have when you feel negative? When you are hateful, what is the feeling you feel in the body? What is the sensation? Huh? Heavy, tight, rough and thick. But in love, feel very light and you don't even feel the body. And you go to the finest aspect, and there you can find. Intellectuals do not think it's of any value, because the mind is focused on the science. When you go to the subtle, as when you feel the deep sense of love and connectivity, you feel so light and feel the nothingness. See, loneliness is something you try to run away from. Love and loneliness are connected. They are actually two sides of the same coin. When you feel lonely, you are not feeling love. That's why you feel lonely. And when you feel love, there is no loneliness in life. It simply have to flip around. In loneliness, you don't feel connected to anything. In love, you just feel connected to one thing, and through one thing, you feel connected to everything. When you are in deep love, nothing else matters other than your object of love or your person of love or what you love the most. Everything else is secondary or irrelevant. The passage of love is so narrow that two cannot exist there. Two cannot be there in the path of love, only one. That leads to the same scientific inquiry as non-dual existence. This is all just vibrations. What we don't know, the more we know, what we know is we don't know. That's the sign of a real scientist. That he's not thinking, he's not in a sort of mindset that is, oh, I know it all. Say, wow, I don't know.